Hey, hey, morning. I am just waking up. And upon the moment of my eyeballs opening this morning, Spirit said he's got a message. Okay, let's get into it. So how are you? How you doing? Anything good? Oh, I do have one in here. I was looking for this. I had messages that I needed to write down. Actually. Okay. Alright. Okay. Let's get into it. Spirit, I allow you to come forth, to use my vessel, to bring forth light and love for the individual needing to hear this message. Thank you. Let's go. Alright. I haven't even had coffee. I'm barely awake, but Spirit says they've got something to say. No matter what happens, remain faith-filled. God allows things to happen to bring you closer to Him. Get by yourself in nature. Holy cow, Spirit. Get by yourself in nature to amplify your spiritual gifts. I got a thing for the wild ones, God. Discern the offer, Prosecco or snake. Your highest timeline is calling. Make the jump. It's fated to go in a different direction. Take the detour. When you leave, they can't forget. And then Tegan and Sarah walking with a ghost. You may be stubborn, but it's an attribute, one of the most honest parts of who you are. You don't give up easily. 7:55, 5:35. Look in the mirror and love what you see. People talk about you because they can't stop you. Learning to love yourself is the single best choice you could have ever made. Ladybugs, bees, praying mantises, large spiders, flies on the wall. You are coming to terms that you're a walking contradiction, solo leveling. Are you reading the situation wrong? Try a different perspective. Okay. There's been a lot of contradictions coming in, right, with this contradicting. And it could be coming from you. I feel like maybe you're having a hard time making some decisions. Or maybe I'm hearing always. So you've always had a hard time making your own decisions. Maybe you're one of those people that need outside validation of a decision that you're going to be making. Asking friends, asking family, asking coworkers, people around you, people that, are around you, people that are in your life, instead of going inwards and discussing these things with Spirit. Maybe I'm hearing confidence. Maybe you don't have the confidence within yourself to make these decisions, especially this, like, with this discern the offer and the walking contradiction, because no matter what happens, like, whatever decision you decide to go with, it's not right or wrong. It's just which direction, right? Take the detour. Where to go? Take the detour. Which direction do you want your life to go in? It's up to you. Practice feeling good, practice receiving. You're outgrowing people, places, things. Something brand new is on the horizon. Spiritual cleanse. Yes, but back to that, being able to make a decision for yourself is liberating. It's, it's something that, Spirit, how do I put this into the words? To be able to make a sound decision for yourself, despite what anybody else thinks, is, bar none, like, that is taking control of your life. Period. End of story. And being able to, I remember a time in my life where I was like that. I had a really hard time trying to make decisions for myself because I didn't want to make anybody upset with me. I didn't want to make anybody mad. I was a people pleaser for a really long time. And eventually, it got to a point in my life where I had nobody. No one. But God and Spirit and myself. And it was like once I got to that point and I had to go inward and I had to start looking inside, like, what do I want my life to be like? What do I want it to look like? That's when things really started changing. And yes, it still gets rocky, and yes, it's not perfect, and yes, things still get difficult. But I have the inner confidence to know that I'm capable of aligning myself with my higher power, and that no matter what the outcome, confirmation burp, no matter what the outcome is, it's my life, right? It's my life and I made the decision. And that's taking like accountability. That goes into taking like accountability for oneself, taking responsibility for one's life, and just accepting the consequences of whatever those decisions are, right or wrong. Um, and maybe this is something that you've been struggling with. Maybe not, but this is just what's coming through. That this is something that you've really been like struggling with. And, I think it came up in one of the last readings too, sometimes you have to just let people fall away, you know, um, because it's also like a form of control or manipulation, right? And maybe that's something that you've been dealing with, is just trying to break away from that, right? People, irregardless of what you do, are either going to like your decisions or they're not. All right. And it's not up to you how they feel about it. It's only up to you how you feel about it. And I'm not saying go out there and run amok and cause chaos and do terrible things. That's not what I'm saying. That's bad, poor decision making skills, okay? What I'm saying is you don't need outside validation in order to take the next step in your life. The true love of your life is yourself. Prepare to live out the 3D realm voluntarily alone. Take that as confirmation. And then it has some hearts on it. I'll take that as confirmation. Right? Someone thinks very highly of you. You are constantly on their mind with another heart. So hearts might be a sign for you. Maybe you need to look out for them, or maybe that's a confirmation sign that you and Spirit already, agreed upon. I know hearts have significance for me. And it just really refers to like when I see a heart, it just confirms like, okay, this is the right path. I'm going in the right direction. Release control, spirit will lead your way. Lone wolf vibes, it's okay to be alone, but it's also okay to have a pack. Alpha vibes. So I think I'll take that as confirmation. Like, you can do this. You're capable of making sound decisions of your own and doing your own thing. You don't have to, though, right? Like, you can have a pack around you. You can have people around you, but it's choosing the right people to have around you. And to know, like, this alpha vibes, to know, like, those are your people. That's your pack, right? You handpicked those individuals to be a part of your journey. You had to lose everything. You had lost everything but your light 144. And sometimes that happens, you know. I remember a few years ago, like, I literally lost everything. Everything. Everything I worked hard for, everything that I put blood, sweat, and tears, energy, right, into, was just gone. You know, and there was nothing I could do but start over. And maybe that's a sign for somebody. Maybe you need to just start over, right? All the material possessions, all the people, the job, you know, whatever life you thought you were building for yourself, to release it, so that way you have the room for the right, I don't even know if it's right, but just for different things to have the space to come in. Because if you're a manifester, we're constantly coming up with new things, right? And the manifestations are there, you know, like in our vortex. But if we don't clear out room in order for them to have space to come in, they just kind of stay there in the ether, you know. Keep your chin up. It's all going according to plan. Okay. God has a world-changing plan planted within you. Let it grow. Take care of yourself. You deserve the world. The world deserves you, but not everyone in the world. When your phone is silent, God is working on them. Yeah, so, I mean, it's just I think what Spirit's trying to say is just try and keep a positive outlook, right? Be optimistic about the changes that are coming. And to know, like, it's okay to take some time to be by yourself. It's okay to be in solitude. Not forever, right? Because we do need, like, human connection, and we do need to have, you know, a community of people around us that love and care about us. But every so often, it is okay. It's okay to spend time by yourself, you know, not have these outside distractions or validations, or, you know, just really tuning into oneself and getting to know your own inner world. The right opportunities will find you. You do not have to chase. 444888, confirmation. I'll take that as confirmation. You're not too much. You're in the wrong rooms. More confirmation. Don't you quit. Some blessings come soon. Some come later. Some don't come until heaven. 737, 559. So maybe you've been really, like, I'm getting, like, down in the dumps. Like, you're just like, this has been a really, you've been contemplating this, right? Letting go of a lot of things, and I think it's sent you spiraling downward in a way that it's not productive, right? You're kind of stuck in this decision-making spot, and it's like, just make a decision, either way, whatever way you decide to go. You just have to make the decision. Hermit mode, solitude, self-discovery. Prepare for ascension. I'll take that as confirmation. When someone wants to talk to you, listen to them, not just hear them. You thrive in your own energy. It's okay to be alone. Get out when you want to with a heart. Yeah, I mean, literally, those are just confirmations. And what when this someone wants to talk, not just hear but listen, I think that's spirit. I think you need to tune in words, and instead of like people on the outside of you, you need to start tuning into you. You need to start listening to what's going on in here, right? You need to think about what you're thinking about. You need to sit down. You need to meditate. You need to talk with spirit. You need to see what's going on your inner world in order to have the outer world that you want. Because as so within, so without, right? Make light of where you are. What is anger? Of monsters and men, little talks. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. You're getting a lot of music. I just feel like every time I tune into this energy, or spirit tunes me into this energy, we get a lot of music. And I think I said it before in another reading, like, just start exploring music again. Start listening to music that you really enjoy, right? I think maybe that was cut off at some point, whether it be because of somebody else and their likes or dislikes, or just your own, maybe. I don't want to tap into that vibration, but depression, like you just stop doing things that you like doing normally. I'll take the church bells as confirmation. You're going in the right direction. Keep going. Go in yourself and study yourself. Get to know the new you. Life until this point has been training you for what's next. Big changes on the way. I'll take all this as confirmation. They're going to get theirs. God fights your battles. All you need to do is be still and mind your business. They won't be expecting it. So the people that have done you wrong, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything. You have to experience it. That you do have to do. You do have to experience it. And you do have to feel whatever way that you feel. But to like lash out and to like speak your mind, or I'm going to get them, or, things like that, like so unproductive. You are exactly who you need to be. You are exactly where you need to be, one step at a time. Spiritual warfare is at play. Put on your armor and find your sword. So I'll take that too. Like, you have to be prepared for this battle, spiritual battle. But God will fight all of them. You just have to stand still, right? Be still and mind your business. Like, that's all you got to do. Do good, be good, stand your ground, right? What is that saying? I love it. It's like stand 10 toes down. Like, stand your ground. Like, this is what I want for my life. This is the way that I want my life to be. This is the life that I want to live. And you let everything else fall to the wayside. Speak for yourself. Only you know who you are. Yeah, exactly. Only you and God know. Everything is changing around you. Your life is going to get better and better. And we got some more hearts. You got lots of hearts coming through. Lots of music and lots of hearts. You have to stop running. Stop, turn around, face your demons. You have to literally fight for your life. Right? God will fight your demons as soon as you do that. As soon as you stop running from them, as soon as you stop running from your dark side, and you stop running from your shadow, and you stop, making excuses for yourself, and you stop just pretending like everything is hunky-dory when everything is not. Those are demons. That's when God can step in and say, all right, time to go to battle. Time to go to work, right? Because he saw it all. He knows what happened. He saw it. He saw things you didn't see. He heard things you couldn't hear. And he was in places you were not. And so he knows better what's going on than anybody. Even yourself. Right? Because, nobody knows why people do the things that they do. And with this ladybug, bees, praying mantises, large spiders, flies on the wall. The flies on the wall for sure. there's people watching you. Like, that's my sign for people watching. But with these other, like, bugs, like ladybugs, like, they're signs, right? And maybe even a fly on a wall is a sign. But it's a sign, right? To be looking out for. Or maybe bugs in general. I know for me, ladybugs and bees are a big one. And actually, when I had written that card, that channeled card, after I had got done like writing out a few cards, I looked up and there was a big spider on the wall above me, or on the ceiling above me, and I was like, dang. I was like, it was just confirmation, you know what I mean, for me. And so maybe some of these things are confirmation for you. You're not / you don't look like what you came out of. So maybe you had a really tough beginning to this world, or maybe whatever it is that you're going through with these people, with these individuals, whatever trauma you've been through, you don't look like it. You don't look like what you've been through. Because you've gone inward. You've started to do this work. You've looked at yourself in the mirror. You've started to love yourself. You've started to put time into yourself. You spent time with God and Spirit. You spent time in the Word. You've spent time doing the things that light up your life, you know. And for that, you have a glow. You don't look like what you've been through. Have you ever looked at people who still live in the past, or still complain, or still just are miserable? You know, they look it. You can see it on them. They look physically miserable. Their hair, I mean, my hair is a mess right now, but that's because I haven't brushed it yet. They look haggard. They look worn out. They look tired. They look, you know, just a frumpy mess. And I'm not trying to like talk illy of anybody, right? But it's like, when you have not healed things in you, it reflects outward. Again, so within, so without. Like, that's just how it works. And so, you know, like, age regression is a thing. When you start dealing with all those traumas and you let them go and you heal yourself and you go through life lighter, like light as a feather, right? And I'm seeing a feather again. Light as a feather. It reflects out of you, right? Instead of projecting negativity, you reflect positivity, and it shows physically. You vibrate higher than most, calibrate. And that doesn't mean calibrate to a lower level. It just means to attune within, to calibrate the situation, to look at it for what it is, but also look at it from a different perspective. Why is this person acting this way? Oh, they're not healed. Oh, they have generational traumas they haven't dealt with. Oh, right? Like those kind of things. The amount of trust you have in yourself allows others to trust you. And I think that goes back to making those decisions. Really just stepping forward in your own life, taking accountability for yourself and saying, this is the life I want. And when you start doing that, people will be drawn to you, right? Because then you can then teach them how to do that for themselves. Be devoted to your new self, choose differently, and evolve. Yeah, I'll take that as face value. Confirmation. Keep your plan to yourself until it's fully developed. People will ruin it. Yeah, don't share this with people. Don't share until you have gotten to the point where you have that inner confidence, you have that inner knowing, you have that inner ability to be at one with yourself. Keep it quiet. Because every decision you make, whether you think it's the right one or other people think it's the wrong one or they agree with you or they, you know, whatever, they're going to try and, I'm hearing infiltrate. They're going to try and infiltrate it and manipulate it and make it be what they want it to be, but it's not their life that you're living your life. Talk to the stars. Confirmation. You need to tune inward. You need to go inward. You need to start tuning back into spirit, spending more time alone and you know, strategic is what I'm hearing. Strategically. I know I chopped that word up, but start deciding, make a decision to make a decision, right? If you want to go grocery shopping, this is just an example. If you want to go grocery shopping, you don't need to call 5 friends to see if it's a good day to go grocery shopping. You just get up and go. You just do it. Irregardless if somebody is upset that you want to go get some popcorn, just an example, but you know what I'm saying, it's nobody else's business. But those little incremental decisions eventually add up and builds enough confidence within yourself that when you have major life-altering decisions to make, it's not even a big deal. It's just like, oh yeah, it's just another decision. Your dreams can be your reality. People around you see the potential, break the stigma. And maybe that's one thing too, because I know a lot of people in my own life, saw potential in me and saw the potential that I had. And instead of encouraging and instead of, sending forth light and love and encouraging me to see the potential in myself, they tried to dim it down. They tried to hide, make me feel bad enough about myself. Again, I used to be a people pleaser, so it was very easy to do. I was very easy to manipulate once upon a time ago. But they would try to dim my light so that way I couldn't see my potential, because they liked who I was. They liked the energy supply that they could get from me, instead of encouraging or maybe just being there in a positive light for me to see, hey, this is possible, that's possible, this is the goal I have in my life, it is achievable. Because people don't want to see people they know doing better than them. And I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people. Excuse me, I'm getting choked up. Feeling something in my throat. You're going to accomplish it. Everything you want wants you to. Yeah. Especially when you're building that confidence. I don't know what is going on. Maybe you're having a difficult time, speaking up for yourself. And we got that in a couple of other readings. And so maybe this is still something that you're working on. It's just very difficult for you to, irregardless of how other people feel, make a sound decision for yourself. In you don't want to hurt others. That's what I'm hearing. Hurt others. You don't want to hurt others. Making a decision for yourself is not anything to worry about unless you have malice, unless you have intention to hurt somebody. That is not something you need to worry about. The way somebody responds to you, the way somebody views the way you're living your life is irregardless. What somebody else thinks about you is none of your business. That's something they have to go deal with. That's something that they have to, that shows me that there is internal work within themselves that they haven't looked at, they haven't dealt with, they haven't taken the time to heal, they haven't gone inward and searched and sat with their inner child. They haven't done the work. They're just living life all willy-nilly, and whatever way the wind blows them, that's whatever emotion pops up, that's the way that they feel. That is no way to live. There is no emotional regulation within them. And that's something, when people act like that around me, even to this day, now that I know and see it for what it is and understand it, I walk away. There's no ill will, there's no ill intent, there's no bad feelings, there's no hard heart, right? Nothing like that. I wish you the best, and I hope you heal, and I hope you find your way. And if you have any questions on your journey, in which it's a journey, I'm happy to help, right? At the best of my capacity. But I will not allow somebody else to project or I'm hearing projectile vomit, projectile trauma vomit on me, right? Because they haven't done the work. And it's hard work. It's not easy. It is not for everybody. Some people are not strong enough because they haven't done those incremental steps, right? Like the decision making and things like that. They don't have that inner confidence in knowing that they can do the work. And so it's easier to just sit in that darkness, sit in that depression, sit in the complaining, sit in the negative space than it is to try and pull yourself out of it, right? And it's not you alone doing it. It is you in spirit. It is you and your higher power. Because honest, and I'm getting full body chills, your higher power is the only one with enough power to pull you out. But you have to make the decision to be pulled out. Free will. We have free will. And if we want to sit in that, if we want to deal with that, if that's the life that we want to live, there is no amount of God that can change that. But what he will do, I think we got it earlier. Nothing happens that isn't what is supposed to bring you closer to your higher power, right? When shiitake mushrooms hit the fan, right? It's not, a lot of people like internalize that, you know, and they look at it as a negative. And yeah, it's a mess, right? Like, but it's not a negative thing. It's a redirection. It's something to bring us back inward and reflect and go to our higher being, go to our higher selves, go to God, go to spirit, go to universe, go to our ancestors, go to our light team. You know what I mean? It's meant to show us, hey, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, spirit will do that to show us, hey, this is something that I found that I think we need to work on, and I think that we can do it. And so it's a gift. Here, let's heal this. Let's make this feel better. By the end of the year, October, November, December. So maybe you have something coming in. Maybe those are significant months for you. Maybe you have a goal in mind, and that's the time of year that you've set yourself to have achieved it by. That's what I'm hearing, achievements. So that's for somebody. If you don't know what you don't want, how do you know what you do want? Yeah. If you don't go through the darkness, if you don't go through the negative, if you don't go through the hard times, how will you ever know what a good time feels like? Only a fool won't change. Stay out of the way of the ignorant. Yeah. Sometimes you just have to let people be people. You know, you just observe it. You say, okay, that's not for me. And you carry on. Go somewhere else. Go find something else to go do. You know, try something new once in a while. You may be surprised by what you discover about yourself. You are power. Your spirit, you are powerful. Your spirit is strong when your body is weak. Yeah. And that's biblically written, right? Like the two will war against each other, the spirit and the flesh. Have a good cry. It's cathartic. One cry a week will keep the line open. I'll tell you what, I just had a really good cry last night. I just had something happen yesterday that knocked me. You know, intuitively, I knew what was happening. I could see the signs. It was there. It was in my face. And it was something that I had been contemplating and going back and forth with myself, and I knew the answer. I knew what was going on. I knew it. But when it was confirmed yesterday, it really knocked me back. It really sent me through a loop. I could have lashed out. I could have started an argument. I could have spoke my mind. I could have said my piece. I could have really made this other individual hear me, right? But for me to react that way is not productive. It doesn't do anything for anybody. And so I didn't internalize, but I kept it to myself. I walked away. I went and laid down, and the situation carried about, you know, and I had a good cry. I really did, you know. And I felt really stupid. I felt really dumb. I was like, you know, you saw this coming. You knew this was going to happen. You know, foresight, like, and having the gifts that I have, like, even when I know what is going on, because I can internally feel it, because one of my gifts is being able to see, not like fortune telling by any means, but like premonitions or like prophetic gifts. Like, I can see things before they happen. And not that I try to alter it or change it, but sometimes it's really hard for me to believe it, because being also a master manifester, sometimes I think I can like alter it, you know, to not happen. And maybe that's a sort of way of trying to manipulate things to go my way. But there's no malice, there's no ill intent. It's just like, oh no, that's not great. I don't like that. This would be better. But then it usually plays out exactly the way that I thought. And sometimes I have to take a step back and really look at myself and just, first off, it's validation. Yes, you knew what was going on. Second, okay, what are you going to do about it? You're going to start an argument? You're going to start a fight? You're gonna put this person down? You're gonna, you know, out of anger or spite or, you know, disagreement? Like, no, just let it go. Process that emotion or emotions, because that's what alchemy is. That's what transmutation is. That's how you turn pain into power. Instead of feeding the pain, you say no. You feel it, you acknowledge it, and then you change it. Okay, that was data. That was data points. That's information. That gives me confirmation that I'm not crazy, right? I've been told I was crazy most of my life, but I'm not crazy. I really was seeing things for what they are. I knew this was coming. My intuition is still on point, right? And now I know that it's time for a change. You know, it's time to take this energy, my energy, and do something else with it. And that's a choice, right? That's a choice that I made. Whereas a lot of people, they just have this reactionary reaction, right? And they fly off the handle, and they, you know, well, you're not going to do that, and you're not going to treat me this way, and you're blah, 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 blah. That does nothing productive. That does absolutely nothing productive for anybody. What brings you joy? Watch the sunrise, sunset, and ponder. Yawn confirmation. How do you take your coffee? Soothe your soul. Do things you like. That's what these are bringing out. Do things that bring you comfort, that bring you solace, that bring you joy, that soothe your soul. Main character energy. Yeah, kind of back to, you know, that little rant that I went on. Like, what kind of life do I want? What kind of life do you want? Who do you want in your life? What kind of story do you want people to tell of you once you're not here anymore? Alright, I'm going to switch up decks because we're already at 40 minutes. I'm only going to pull a few cards from this one just to see what's going on. And we'll end this shortly, hopefully. Who knows? Sometimes Spirit just likes to talk and get things out, and I don't always like to put a time frame on them. Where do you belong? Where is home? Where do you want to be? Ooh. Oh, no, Spirit. No. We are not doing that. Oh, no. It's like half the deck. Like, come on. So, with this King of Diamonds, where do you belong? Where is your home? Where do you want to be? Make a decision. I think that's another confirmation to make your decision. What do you want? What do you want for your life? It is your life. Only you are living it. What do you want out of it? What do you want to see? You know, like having that confirmation yesterday, that is not what I wanted. But it's something that I obviously needed, or else it wouldn't have been presented to me. And now I have the choice. What do I want? Do I want to carry about? Do I want to continue this? Do I want to do, do I want to stay on that trajectory, or do I want to take the detour? Do I want to go somewhere else? Do I want something else, someone else, somewhere else? Like what do I want? What do you want? It is your life. What do you want? Make a decision. New love spark, fan the flame, don't hide, stay present, mindfulness. Your ancestors walk with you. They speak in whispers. Yeah. Confirmation. I mean, I'd take that at face value, I take that at face value. Guard your heart, protect your mind, take care of your emotions. Yeah. Face value. I think all of this is kind of just confirming, and maybe it's a confirmation for myself and you get to witness it, right? I mean, I've had a really hard couple of weeks. Some of the hardest I've had in quite some time since being on this healing journey. And it didn't come as a surprise by any means, but it definitely rocked me internally. Where it's like sometimes I feel like life and source and the higher beings do that, again, as a gift. Hey, listen, this is what I found, and I think we should work on it. And it's not always comfortable, it's not always easy, but it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it once you get through that process. God has his hand on you. If he is for you, who can be against you? Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, you're wild today. I'll take those two, but we are not doing all those. He just keeps throwing, cards at me. Step up, step forward, step in, step aside. Just make a move. Just make a move. Whatever it is you want, whatever decision you make, just make it. We are all connected. We are made of the same stuff. And I think that just comes back to, that reactionary. I don't want to be the one that intentionally hurts another person. We are all human. We all have emotions. We all have thoughts. We all feel feelings, right? And it's just even when somebody hurts me, to retaliate, it's such a waste of energy to do that, to be in that space, that energetic space. I much prefer peace and harmony. And truly, honestly, 100%, no doubt, I would rather be alone for the rest of my life until the day I take my dirt nap. I would rather be alone and do life alone with me and God and me and Source and me and the universe and me and my ancestors, me and my spirit guides, me and my angels, than to ever have people in my life that are negative or toxic or manipulative or narcissistic, or I just don't even deal with those low vibrations. And so when circumstances happen in my life now and people, right, I finally actually get that confirmation and see that individual for who they really are or how they really are or what they really are, that's just data for me to say, okay, that's not for me. That's not for me. And that's okay. They made their choice. I get to now make my choice. You get to make your choice. Look at everything you've been through. Thank your past selves for getting you here. Yeah. Yeah, because if you don't know, we had it pull up in the cards. If you don't know what you don't want, how do you know what you do want? What is the code the divine put in your DNA? Sign the NDA. What broke your heart is what made it stronger. Yeah, I'll take that as confirmation. I think Spirit's talking to me right now. I mean, maybe it applies to you as well, but he's definitely talking to me right now. You're not bored. You're at peace. Quiet your mind games. So maybe your mind has been trying to play tricks on you. Pray, talk to Spirit, meditate, spend time in silence. I'm going to take that one for me. I'm going to take that one for me. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You know. Be alert, clock it, take notes, track the patterns, play dumb. Yeah, because when you play dumb, people will show you their hand. Right? People will show you their hand. And sometimes all it takes is just you minding your own business. One more deck. I'll just pull a few. As long as Spirit doesn't spit the whole deck at me. Alright, Spirit. Let's go. Let's go. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. I'm about to this thing up. Let's go. Crossroads, financial, personal value, reassess, invest time, energy, and money. Ambition, creative, energetic, popular, teamwork, boss, significant. Contradict, hesitation, leap of faith, balance, dualities, conflicting choices. Major, painful, completion, ending, representing, culmination, mentally strong, stress. Okay, so in case you don't know, this particular deck, all of these cards are verbatim what these cards actually mean. They're not channeled. So playing cards have significant meanings in like the tarot and things like that. And so this is, I did a lot of research, a literal interpretation of what these cards actually mean. Reassess, dualities, culmination, mentally strong, stress, significant choices, energy, money. I need some clarification. This doesn't exactly make a lot of sense. Or maybe it's just confirmation. I'm hearing confirmation. It's just confirmation to what we've been talking about. Highly intelligent, practical, logical. Sorry, it's hard to read it. Author, authority. There we go. Strategic, obsession, greed. So I'm taking that last card as like you're smart enough to do this, right? To balance the dualities, to take the leap of faith, right? You have the ambition and the crossroad between financial and personal value, right? I think that maybe, and we had this pull up again, like whatever amount of money is in your bank account is not a reflection of your value as a person. Finances and personal value are two different things. And I think a lot of people get them intertwined and get them confused with one another. Health, financial success, stability, prosperous, wise decision, leadership, popular. So that's twice you got popular, or we got popular. So maybe you're a popular loner, or you will be. A lot of people will know who you are. A lot of people will talk about you or want to be in contact with you. But when you're on a healing journey, it's best to do it alone. It's quickest. I'm hearing quickest. It's quickest to do it alone. Anything else, Spirit? Love, passion, emotional, spirituality, new chapter, divination, new romance, secure, significant, wisdom, warrior, King David, formidable, high quality. Financial stability, abundance, resolution, monetary growth, generosity, pathway. I think you have something coming in. Once we get over all this, right? There's something, again, right? Our vortex, if we have all this accumulation of conflict and, just having a hard time making decisions or clearing people, things, and places out of our lives, once you come to that decision, you've made the decision to do those things, to clear that stuff out, there's a lot that's going to be able to come in. Anything else? Anything else? We're hitting almost an hour, Spirit. Anything else? Partners, balance, communication, duality, collaboration, shared resources, decisions. You're also going to have people coming in that are going to be on the same path as you. Immense personal power, strength, caution, dangerous, non-fruitful pursuits. What does that mean, Spirit? Need clarification. Channeling and intuition, insight, truth, knowing, communication. Patience, stability, necessary, delays, small temporary setbacks, unexpected circumstances, take time, fruit. So I think Spirit's talking directly to me, but take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Emotional fulfillment, joy, harmony, happy celebration, bliss, inner peace, good news. Okay, so yeah, so once we get all through this, once everything kind of clears out, there's so much goodness that's going to have room to come in. And life can only get better, right? You're going to have hard times, we all do. But to have the ability to alchemize and to turn pain into power and to have the ability to transmute and see individuals for the way they are, even when they do things one may not agree with. It's so much easier to deal with it. So, anyway, hope that all made sense. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I love you. Do good. Be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be all right. And feel free to leave a comment. Any negativity will be deleted and blocked. I don't allow real people in my life to act like that. I sure as heck ain't gonna allow somebody on the internet to act like that. So, alright, I'm gonna go carry on with my day. I need to go find some coffee. I think I'm gonna get out for a walk. Get outside. I haven't been outside in a couple days now. So get outside, get some fresh air. Clear my mind. Anyway, alright. Love you guys. Maybe we'll do this again sometime. Bye.